First off, what is white balance? White balance is the process of removing unrealistic colors so that objects which appear white in person are rendered white in your photo. Proper white balance has to take into account the color temperature, whether it's warm or cool light. Daylight, it's measured between 5,000 and 6,500 Kelvin. This white balance gives off a warm feel. The tungsten light gives off a temp around 3,200 Kelvin and gives a cooler feel. Fluorescent is around 4,500 Kelvin and can give off a green feel if not balanced. First off is the daylight setting on the camera. The daylight setting is between 5,000 and 6,500 Kelvin. As you can see, everything in this video looks normal. All the trees, the cars, the shadows on the houses, everything looks very clear and natural and warm. Now if I switch the white balance from daylight to tungsten, watch what happens. As you can see, everything got very blue. The white that was in the video is off a little bit. It's not how the white looked when we had it on the daylight setting. The video is now more cooler. That is because we dropped Kelvin from the daylight setting to the tungsten setting. Now if we were inside shooting on a tungsten setting, everything would look normal because our houses are full with tungsten lights, so it would come out balanced. But since we're outside shooting in a tungsten setting with natural light, it's making the white look blue. Now if you switch from tungsten to fluorescent, you can see that it brings back more of the color and it's more like the daylight setting on the camera. This is because when we first started, we were around 5,000 to 6,500 Kelvin. Now in fluorescent, we're around 4,800. So we're not that far away from the daylight Kelvin. So it's still giving off a warm feeling, but you can tell that it's not the same as the daylight setting. It's a little bit off. Now we have the tungsten setting on the camera. As you can see, this video is perfectly balanced. All the colors in the room are coming back just right. As you can see, like the shampoo, the towels, everything looks perfect. Now if we switch it from tungsten to daylight in a tungsten setting, watch what happens. Right away you could tell that everything is more yellow. This is because we switched the camera from a cooler setting to a warmer setting. And since the camera sees blue, it is trying to add yellow to balance it out. But since we're at a tungsten setting, it's adding way too much yellow and distorting the picture where you can even recognize the colors in the back. Now if we switch to fluorescent and a tungsten setting, watch what happens. You can tell that it's very similar to the daylight setting. It added yellow, but not as much yellow as the daylight setting did. You can really tell the difference between tungsten setting and a daylight setting. The videos look completely different. Now last we have fluorescent. Once again, you can see that our video is correctly balanced. The fluorescent light setting is taking the green from the fluorescent light and making this photo balanced. But if you switch it to a daylight setting, the scene turns green and gives it this weird feel. So the green that is originally coming off the fluorescent light is now shown in a daylight setting. When filming under a fluorescent light and shooting in tungsten mode, it looks really similar to our balance shot, but you could tell everything is blue and cold.